Hard to tell.
Hello, TAOFLEDER friends. We have another design by Jay from Grants Pass, Oregon to demonstrate for you today. He thinks they look like Duracell batteries, so he calls these things the Durahill. Now, you may have seen his other design called Rods from God. The god in this case is Zeus. Now, it too was very complex, but boy, did it perform well. With this new design, instead of having 8 roll pins, this has 9. The entire slug is comprised of 13 individual parts. That is a lot of things that can go wrong. Now, the rods from God were very long, and the tip of them actually extended past the 3-inch hole. The Durahill, on the other hand, was made a little bit shorter. It's about 36 millimeters long. Therefore, we can keep everything flush with that shell. That's a little safer, right? Let's head out and test these things, and I'll discuss some more details about these things in a minute.
Hey, what's up guys? Shane here with TAOFLEDERMAUS. Today we are shooting the Durahill from Jay from Oregon, and these are a iteration from the Rods of God. I believe these were the 2nd generation.
I believe so, yeah.
But Jay is
he made it very clear that it's like, hey, you got those out of order, Jeff. But I was so intrigued by the Rods from God one that I got to do these first.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, those first ones are absolutely amazing. So Jeff, he has 2 charges here to work up. We have a hotter charge here and a slightly less spicy of a charge that he built up for us to try today due to how these were designed and just being cautious, I believe.
Right, yeah. I have all these things in my mind. What can possibly go wrong?
Yeah.
Because these things have many parts. There's like 13 different parts. I'm just guessing,
honestly.
but and things can come apart really easy.
Oh, yeah.
We're not only accelerating it to supersonic speeds, it's also hitting and rifling and spinning at...
Oh yeah, the rate of twist these things are flying at. I mean, I don't know if the viewers can see inside here or not, but yeah, these things are pretty interesting.
Yeah, we have to spin stabilize them, so now we have to worry about centrifugal force just tearing them apart because there's just, again, a lot of different parts there. So let's see what happens. We'll start out with the red ones, the spicy version.
All right.
And if if they hold together, then we know that the blue ones will, and they're even the blue ones, they're going to be like 1,300 feet per second. The other ones are about 1,400 or so.
All right, well, let's do this.
Let's do it.
Okay, I'm rolling, so whenever you're ready, take your shot.
All right.
Yikes. Yikes.
That was spicy.
Now, this is spinning at just under 30,000 RPM, so we have really good stability. Now, the point of impact was just a little bit high and right, and Shane will be able to adjust for that. But what really excited me was the fact that the slug did not self-destruct and come out in many pieces out of the barrel. Now, what's keeping it from slinging itself apart from centrifugal force is that copper cap. And that is just a friction fit. There's not a lot holding that on there.
Okay, and there's nothing, we know it didn't go through, there's no holes on that shirt.
Oh yeah, it didn't even go through the vest either. There's the bulge, here it is, here's the butt of it.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, check that out, one solid piece.
It survived? Oh wait, the copper.
Oh, that's the copper cap you were talking about.
Yep.
Yeah, check that out. Amazing. That held together way better than I thought.
Yeah, I was worried that the cap would come off, which it didn't. Those things are just packed with Kevlar.
Yeah,
I don't know how it didn't go through though. I mean,
yeah, that was a spicy little slug there.
Yeah.
Okay, next is the Clear Ballistics Giant Gummy Bear. Thank you very much, Clear Ballistics, for sending that out. It's a fresh one. They sent another order to me unexpectedly. Unfortunately, it all arrived on a day that was 107 degrees, so he's a little been cooked. Those UPS trucks are not air conditioned. Holy! Oh!
Shane made a small adjustment to his aim, and now he's hitting more into the center. Now the slug made it in one piece through that bear, and then when it hit the ground, then it fragmented. That should give you an idea how fragile these things actually are. Now, talking with Jay, his concern was whether or not we'd be able to get ballistic stability with these things, and we did. And honestly, I wasn't sure either, because the only bearing surface we had to grip to the sabots was just that little base. The sabots are sort of like brake shoes, and they have to squeeze so tight that you get 100% lockup so you don't get any slippage.
Elevation is perfect. I was aiming right about his right arm.
Okay, so these are having a tendency to drift a little bit to the right.
Yeah, just a little bit. I mean,
Yeah.
we're at about, what, 18 yards, you said?
Yes, yeah.
So, yeah, about an inch drift there at
Yeah.
that range. But, yeah, I mean, everything, it looks like it stayed together. We got these pretty cool little extruded pieces that came out through the rods.
The next target will be the wet magazines, and it's a great budget target I'd love to see other channels use. It starts out at about 8 pounds, and it's about 3.5 to 4 inches thick when it's dry. But after soaking for just 24 hours, the thickness is nearly doubled, and the weight of it is now almost 24 pounds. So we've gained about 16 pounds. That's getting close to 2 gallons of water this thing has absorbed. Now, it's kind of like shooting a giant chunk of meat without that giant chunk of meat cost. So let's see how that does.
I think you got the adjustment right.
Yeah,
that was pretty good.
Aiming right about the line, just outside of it.
Okay.
By using this different type of medium, well, we had different results. Our simulated meat target caused the slug to completely come apart and fragment beautifully. So this gives you a pretty good idea of how effective this round would be against, I don't know, a grizzly bear, a wild boar, or I don't know, a Cape buffalo. It'd be quite effective, I think. Now the slug itself weighs in at 34 grams, or 1.2 ounces, or around 526 grains. That's a hefty package there.
They're flying steady. I was aiming just a hair outside, and as you see, I mean, we got almost perfect in the center.
Yeah, that was a good shot.
Before we open this up, I'll let you see the back real quick. It came out in 2 kind of main holes here. Let's see what's going on the inside. All right. So far, it looks like it flew through in one big piece. Okay, here we go.
Even
Now
on
we
the
can see some of that separation.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's about. Oh, there we go. It spread a little bit further. It's interesting in the slow-mo though, because you can actually see everything kind of spread apart through the side. So
Yeah, there was all kinds of the roll pins coming out and flying all over the place.
yeah, so seeing just 2 main exits is pretty interesting. All right, so up next we got a nice fancy golden lead plate here with 1 shot taken out of it, but it'll be interesting. We want to see what the Durahill will do to the lead plate.
Hard to tell. Hard
Yeah.
to tell.
I think I saw a dust cloud in the back down there.
Okay, good indication.
Yeah.
Now Shane has really figured out where to aim these things, and he landed it right on the dot, or really close to it at least. And I might add that Shane is just getting better and better shooting a shotgun from a bench rest, which few people are good at, really.
The big question, did it go through or not?
Yeah, it went through all right. Here we go. I'll go ahead and pick this up for you guys.
Okay, that'll help.
Check out that spicy hole. You can see it, you know, the angle there. I mean, that cord just whizzed right through there. But if you take a look here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pins all stuck in here. You can see part of that copper neck
Oh yeah.
that's still wedged in there too. And you can see some grooves from the other ones that shot straight up as well.
Oh, that's gnarly.
But, yeah, that core It blew right through that lead.
That's awesome.
Oh yeah.
I wasn't sure. That's 30 pounds of lead, about 1.5 inches thick.
Oh, you can see the lead actually inside the roll pins.
Oh yeah, I extruded through there. Wow.
Yeah. How crazy. I mean, these things are tough. I wasn't expecting them to have lead inside them, let alone stick inside of it.
Oh my gosh. Okay, now we're using the lower power ones.
Yes.
The blue ones.
The blue Durahill.
He'll be using the same point of aim that he's been kind of walking it over to the left, because these slugs have had a tendency to creep to the right a little bit. So
I'm gonna compensate about an inch and a half.
Oh, you're gonna go all 1.5 inches.
Yeah, I'll go about 1.5 inches to the left.
These made this land point of right on the point of aim, you know, but you'll still hit it, right?
I think these ones actually went about point of aim.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Now we're shooting at a little bit slower, and our point of impact has shifted a little bit. But as you can see, hitting this water jug did cause the slug to fragment, and we have pieces all coming out all over the place. And now we'll see if our young Olympian can stick that landing and get that gold medal. All right, a beautiful rotation and perfect face plant. And this pretty much summarizes what I think of this year's Olympics.
Clear ballistic rabbit.
The hell bunny.
Yeah. He's gonna shoot it straight down, head to tail.
Yep.
Hopefully hit it.
Tip to tip.
It's up to you to figure out the point of aim.
Yeah, since we weren't too far off with the water, I'm not gonna go too far off with this.
Okay. Holy smoke, I think you got it.
A beautiful shot right in the nose. And one thing we didn't notice when we first reviewed this was that we did have one rod shoot off to the right. I don't know if you saw that or not, but we did have one rod separate. And then the slug, with one missing rod, went down range carrying a big blob of ballistic gel along with it.
That's a good shot.
Oh, absolutely. A lot better than I thought it was gonna be. So looking at this from almost 20 yards away, it's a little weird. So I mean, I got this guy smack dab on his nose. Pretty impressive, if I might say so.
I'm tickled pink, man.
But the cavitation on this guy is impressive. It did not come apart though on the inside like we were hoping it would. We're kind of hoping this would be like the ballistic block and we might see some pin separatage, but we didn't. In the slow-mo, we saw the whole thing tumble off the back, and about 30 more yards back behind us, we actually found a couple of the pins and a big old squirt of gel that came out his booty.
Yeah, that wild. Way back there. And,
way back there.
But we did find the 2 pins, and I didn't want to leave the pins out there and, and then find them stuck in my tire, a month from now.
Yeah,
How
exactly.
come my tire keeps going flat?
Yeah, I wouldn't be too happy about that either.
Yeah. These aren't factory rounds. These are handmade rounds. A lot of things can go wrong here. Wow.
Oh, you see that piece just land?
Yeah.
Now this gives you an idea of the accuracy of these slugs, if they were ever to make it into market, which they probably never will. These are just fun experimental slugs made by a viewer.
Up next we have the aluminum brick here at same distance, about 20 yards. We got it angled, I don't know my degrees that well, but
20 degrees,
about
15
20
degrees.
away from us, so hopefully we don't get any backfire. But the Durahill.
Yeah. You're having a hard time remembering that.
The Durahill.
Now, if I would have told you it was the
block.
Vulcan.
If it was the Vulcan, I would have remembered that.
Yeah.
Block. Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm ready. Squint.
Oh shit! I heard a piece land over there.
That was a lot more interesting than I thought it would be.
Man, that was awesome. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
that was pretty cool. So the core in the base actually came back and landed at probably 8 feet from me, just off to the right. So thank God we had this thing angled just a little bit. Otherwise,
it wasn't coming back at a high speed or
no,
nothing.
not a high speed. But that just goes to show, you know, things do come back if you're not careful.
Right. That's why we try to angle things like that.
But yeah, if you can focus in on here, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 out of what, 9 rods?
Yeah.
That are still stuck in there. And here's the core and the base that flew back.
Yeah, you can see how the rods were ripped out of that. It's a good, for really the first time we've seen what that center pin looks like.
Yeah, got a nice bend to it too.
Yeah.
But, I mean,
tremendous impact. But all those rods stuck in there is comical. And they're not, awesome. You can't pull them out. I might maybe use some pliers and get them out of there.
Or a souvenir, who knows?
Yeah, that's wild.
Oh shit, look at this. If you actually look, it almost looks like the pin is like melted and warped into the aluminum here.
Yeah, yeah.
Pretty interesting.
Yeah, that's the strangest damage I've ever seen.
You can see these other ones, they're hooked into there as well.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's wild.
That is.
I didn't expect it to do that, so that's, I'm always happy to be surprised by something like that.
The more you know. Alright, we got a ballistic torso from Clear Ballistics here. You might be wondering what's going on.
The fact that it arrived on a day that was 107 degrees did not help matters at all.
Yeah, so this one showed up with the little popcorn pieces, but like I said, with the weather 100 plus degrees out, the heat kind of melted all the bones and everything, the gel over, so he's permanently stuck like that for the moment.
Yeah, it's, I don't think they realize it gets 107 here. And again, the UPS trucks are not air conditioned.
Yeah.
And those any UPS Teamsters out there know exactly what I'm talking about. They sweat it out on these days
every
too.
Time they drop my packages off right now, they are sweating. But
yeah.
As you notice, he's got no nose, no lips. He took a face plant in the box also.
But he's good enough to shoot.
He's good enough.
He just looks like he's bored. He's like, come on, guys, I want to go home.
Okay. All right, here we go.
Jeez.
Holy crap.
That was violent.
That was violent.
This may be one of the most violent head explosions we've seen yet on this channel. Now on this shot we had full fragmentation of the Durahill slug. Now we did use the red hotter load on this shot. We wanted to save the best for last. Now despite the heat damage, it was pretty slight to the head, but had we used one of those zombie lab heads, it would have been a big puddle of goo on the bottom of the box.
You did great today.
Thank you.
Like I told you earlier, you're becoming a bench rest shotgun shooter.
Who would have thought, right?
Which no one knew something like that even existed, but yeah, it's a real thing.
Yeah, no, I didn't until now. But hey, I hit pretty much exactly where I was aiming. When you see the slow-mo, you'll see we pretty much right in the eye. Just got him good.
You didn't recognize the eye there.
We'll go ahead and spin him around here for you guys. We have, I don't know if you can see that rod still poking out in the back.
Oh, you got a rod?
There it goes.
Oh.
It's floating in the back of his brain there. Oh, we got 2 rods floating in the back of his brain.
Wow, wow.
But yeah, this was the hotter load, and it expanded in his head. We
used one of the shells with the 28 grains of long shot.
Yeah. So.
And yeah.
Yeah, it just demolished this guy's head. I don't think
there's skulls all over the place out here. Splatter that weird lube that they use in there. I don't know what it is. It's slippery. What does it smell like?
Lube.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, I don't think we could reuse that poor head.
No. You can see some collarbone actually popped out over here somehow.
How'd that happen?
I have no clue.
Oh my god. Maybe the high speed will reveal that.
Right. That's impressive.
Oh man, I'm pretty happy because I was expecting I predicted some failures with these. Maybe the inertia would knock all the pins out, and nothing but pins and screws and pieces be coming out of the barrel, but they stayed together.
I was kind of expecting the same after you explained how they were put together.
Right. And then it was also the possibility of not getting good engagement with the rifling, because there's not a big area on the Slug that is actually engaging the rifling. It's actually just mostly the bases.
Okay.
So I thought there was a possibility of some kind of being ripped apart from spinning up or not getting enough spin at all.
Yeah, besides the pins in his head, I'm not seeing any the base, the core, or anything laying around.
Yeah, we'll find them 3 months from now or something. But
yeah, hopefully not in our tires.
Yeah. We're gonna patrol the area, clean everything up the best we can. It formed pretty good. The accuracy was really good.
Oh, the accuracy
Just
was
a
amazing.
little different reaction than what we saw with the rods from God.
Yeah, and the 3-grain difference between the red and the blue, the hotter load and the less hotter load, you can feel the difference. I mean, the point of impact was slightly different, so
Yeah,
I mean, that just goes to show that grains of powder is everything.
it really is. And the shotgun slugs can vary widely just by at 20 yards, you know.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So anyway, that's it for today. Thank you, Jay, thank you for Clear Ballistics too, you know. Awesome target. Even though it was a little melted, it still worked out really well. I'm not unhappy. Look at that skull. Just, oh my gosh.
Goodness. Give it a big thumbs up, guys.
Yeah, we appreciate that. Until next time, TAOFLEDERMAUS and Shane out.